Hi everybody, welcome to Joe's Talk Blog on Blog Talk Radio and YouTube. I made the announcement yesterday that I was going to start doing my radio show on video as well. A good way to promote the actual radio show. Anyway, so welcome to the show today. I'm going to start the show with a little bit of intelligence for your life. Sorry, my shoulder itches. Three common job search mistakes. This is from the workplace segment. If you're sending out tons of resumes and not getting any responses, you might want to rethink your methods. Here are the 3 job search mistakes that could be to blame. First, you're applying for jobs that you aren't qualified for. It's easy to say, I could do that job, or I've done some of those things. But resume expert Kelly Donovan says that ideally, you should meet all of the required qualifications for a job. But at the very least, you need at least 3/4 of the skills and experience they're looking for. Otherwise, you're just wasting your time. Next, you treat every job listing the same. Career coach Marcia LaRue says that if you aren't getting at least 1 interview for every 10 resumes you send out, you're not doing enough to customize your applications. So make sure your resume includes any keywords in the ad you're responding to. As a rule of thumb, it should take at least 2 hours to fine-tune each application. If you believe you're the right person for the job, you need to take the time and effort to prove it. And finally, not working every angle. Tony Bashira, the author of The Job Search Solution, says that 70% of job seekers apply to online listings from home and think they're done. But even if the hiring department liked your resume, it's almost guaranteed that they'll check out your LinkedIn and Facebook pages. So keep them updated and looking 100% professional. And make sure you trade shows, conferences, and gatherings specific to your industry. If that sounds like a lot of work, it is. Experts say that job seekers should spend at least 40 hours a week hunting for their next position. That is absolutely true. I don't even spend that long looking for a job, and I probably should be. Okay, this next one comes from the Money and Finance section. I gotta give it a second to load here. My computer's being a little slow. I apologize. For those of you that don't know where I get all my information, I'm getting this Intelligence for Your Life information from Tesh.com, the official website of radio host John Tesh. He's also a musician and has his own band, but I'm getting it from his website. So if you want to confirm any of this information, you are welcome to confirm that. But all I can say is that all of this is true and that all of this will help you out in the future. Yeah, my computer's being a little weird right now. There we go. Let's see. Sorry, I know I've got a pause in the middle here, but trying to get this next Intelligence for Your Life segment loaded here. while it's loading, I want to just remind everybody, for those of you that are WWE fans, today is WrestleMania. And it starts in about, let's see, it's 3:05, so it starts in about 55 minutes on pay-per-view. So if you have cable and you want to watch WrestleMania, you might want to go ahead and order it now. I'm just saying. Let's see, it's 3:05 p.m. here on the West Coast. Yeah, something like that. Anyways, it finally loaded, so here's the story I was going to read. Should you give out your zip code to stores? Well, let's find out. You know the drill. You're at the checkout counter buying a new shirt and the clerk asks you for your zip code. Seems harmless enough. They probably just want to know where their customers come from. But experts warn that sharing your zip code could set you up to be targeted by telemarketers and junk mail. Retail analysts say that it's become the norm for retailers to ask you for your zip code, and stores do use that info for non-sinister purposes, like to help them figure out where to open new locations based on where customers live. A zip code can also help them offer more personalized merchandise and coupons. For example, if sales show that a lot of shoppers with Boston zip codes are buying electric blankets, then home goods retailers can send Boston residents discounts for electric blankets. But here's where the problem lies. A growing number of companies pair your zip code with the name on your credit card, which gives them instant access to your mailing address and phone number. And that information is a potential gold mine, because stores can send you their catalogs or sell your profile to telemarketers, and you may get flooded with promotional phone calls and mailers. So think twice before giving out your zip code to a retailer. The only time it's necessary is at a gas station when you pay with your credit card. You'll sometimes need to punch in your zip for security purposes, but that info isn't kept by the gas station. So, just so you guys know, for future reference, keep your zip codes out of stores. Okay, I'm going to do one more and then I will go ahead and head to my next segment. I don't seem to have anybody on my switchboard for the phone or in the chat room, so I'll just keep on plugging along here. Alright, how to handle 3 tough financial situations. Of course, we all know that we all have that bind with financial situations. So let's take a look and see what we can find. And see what they say. Nobody wants to waste their money, but it's hard to know how to properly manage your finances since there's so much conflicting advice out there. So here's advice from the experts on 3 of the most confusing financial issues. First, should I buy or rent my home? Finance expert J.D. Roth suggests this easy trick. Divide the purchase price of the house by the annual rent of a similar home. If the answer's above 20, it's cheaper to rent. For example, a $300,000 home that rents for $1,500 a month would rate a 16 and could be cheaper to buy. Next, should I use my tax refund to pay off debt or build an emergency fund? The answer, reduce your debt. Donna Fox is the author of From Credit Repair to Credit Millionaire, and she says if your savings If your savings account offers 1% interest, but you're paying 13% on the balance on your credit card, you're losing 12% a year. So focus on reducing your debt first. And finally, should I borrow money for college? Lynn O'Shaughnessy says is an expert in education finances, and she says that like any investment decision, you have to crunch the numbers. Figure out how much your degree will cost and how much your monthly student loan payment will be once you graduate. If your payments are more than 10% of your projected income, you are borrowing too much. Want to go further? You can do all these calculations and more on websites like paybacksmarter.com and nerdwallet.com. And there you have it. That was your Intelligence for Your Life segment. Excuse me. My studio clock has stopped. I'm not sure what's going on here. I'm gonna refresh the page. Flavored Cactus was in my studio for a few minutes, but it looks like he's signed out, so he's not in the chat room anymore. But anybody else that wants to call in or anything, feel free to do so. The call-in number for listeners is 646-378-0696. Or you can post anything you want to say on the chat if you are listening right now. That would be totally fabulous. And since I'm gonna start posting my radio show on YouTube, feel free to make comments or send me messages on my radio show to give me suggestions of things to talk about, or, you know, if I ask a trivia question, if you want to answer the trivia question on YouTube, on my comment page, then you are more than welcome to do so, and I will reveal the answer during the following show. Okay, so next segment is going to be the news. Now feel free to comment on any of the topics that I mention on the show here. Minivan winds up in living room of Beaverton home. This happened in Beaverton, Oregon. Just after 7 a.m. today, residents of a home on Southwest Domino Street were literally shaken out of their beds when a minivan crashed through their front window. A spokesman with the Washington County Sheriff's Office says the 71-year-old driver of the vehicle had a medical problem when he lost control of his Chevy Equinox where Domino Street meets Southwest 139th Avenue. The vehicle went all the way through the front window of the single-story home, knocking over the couch. One of the residents told deputies that's where he usually sits. Fortunately, none of the occupants at the home were in the living room at the time of the crash, and no one was hurt. The driver reportedly lost consciousness and had to be extricated from the vehicle, which was still running after the crash. He was transported to a local hospital after he was removed from the minivan. He is not expected to face any charges. Surprisingly, police say the minivan itself didn't damage the structural integrity of the house. It snugly fit through the windows and just missed the supports. Interesting. I want to hear people's opinions on some of these news stories that I read because, you know, it's just crazy about, how things develop here. Okay, next. Sorry, had to itch my my nose there. Sunday school teacher gets 7 years in a child molestation case. Let's see. This is from Vancouver, Washington. A former Vancouver Sunday school teacher guilty of child molestation will spend more than 7 years behind bars. Ryan Whitaker was convicted in February. Sorry, my computer's messing up. There we go. Was convicted in February on 2 counts of child molestation. The judge, however, found him not guilty on charges of rape of a child and a third count of child molestation. Whitaker, who worked as a divorce attorney with an office in downtown Vancouver, was accused of abusing a 9-year-old girl at the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints on Northeast 50th Avenue. Authorities said the victim alerted her parents and a bishop at the church. A witness also told the sheriff's office that Whitaker was seen paying special attention to the girl, according to court documents. In a probable cause affidavit, a deputy said the abuse happened between February and September of 2011. He was sentenced to 7 years and 5 months in prison Friday, with credit for 70 days already served. That's pretty sad. Why you hear about things like this happening a lot, like pastors and frickin' people that belong to churches doing child molestation stuff like this. I mean, it's just crazy. Things like this should not be happening. Period. Girl struck by a car in front yard, an angel, dad says. Apparently this little girl was hit by a car and was killed in her front yard. I'm waiting for the story to load here. There we go. Okay, this happened in Aloha, Oregon. Family members continued to mourn Friday after a 5th grade girl was struck and killed while in the yard of her Aloha home. Daniel Hornick described his 11-year-old daughter, Kylie, as an angel and said she was an amazing soul to lose in this world. She's always... Hang on. Oh, this is a pretty long article, so I'm not going to read all of it, but... I'm going to just read the important information, which is the top part. So, let's see. She always thought about others. She always looked for the weaker kid, and she was always like a counselor to them, he said. It happened just after 5 p.m. near Southwest 160th Avenue and Southwest Farmington Road in Aloha. Not Aurora. A Toyota Prius hit a 2010 Jeep Wrangler head-on on the north side of Farmington Road, continued south on Southwest 160th Avenue, and dropped car parts along the way, deputies said. Witnesses told Fox 12 they saw the car swerve several times. It eventually crossed over a sidewalk, crashed through a barricade, hit a tree and several mailboxes before hitting Kylie. Deputy said she was in her front yard at the time. The car finally came to a stop after crashing into her house. Kylie was rushed to Oregon Health and Science University with life-threatening injuries. She died on the way to the hospital, deputies said. That is just really sad. She was only in 5th grade. Well, all I can say is I feel really bad for the family of that little girl, and they're going to be in my thoughts and prayers because that's just really sad. Okay, I'm going to do the quick weather forecast for here in Lincoln City, Oregon, and if you want to know the weather forecast in your area on the next show or whatnot, just hit me up. Just leave me a note with your city and state, and I will look it up and do it for you on the next show. Okay, so we've got the 10-day forecast for Lincoln City. Today, which is Sunday, it is... Okay, my computer is being just like really stupid right now. Okay, here we go. It's 51 degrees for the high, 41 for the low, 70% chance of rain. It has already rained a little bit today here in Lincoln City, Oregon, which is the beach. Monday, April 8th, which is tomorrow. The weather tomorrow is partly cloudy, high 52, low 40, 20% chance of rain. Tuesday, mostly cloudy, high 57, low 48, 20% chance of rain. Wednesday, a few showers, 54, 30% chance of rain. Thursday, 51, with a 20% chance of rain. Friday, 51, 30% chance of rain. Let's see, Saturday, it'll be 48 degrees with showers and 40% chance of rain. Sunday, April 14th, partly cloudy, high will be 48 degrees. Monday, partly cloudy and 54, and next Tuesday, showers and 55 degrees. And that is your Lincoln City, Oregon weather forecast. Alright, let's do a few tabloids. Jenna Jameson arrested for battery. This is a TMZ.com exclusive. I get my tabloids from TMZ.com in case you didn't notice that already. But she was arrested for battery. Alright, Jenna Jameson's B-Day celebrations got off to a rocky start. The XXX star was arrested for battery Sunday night before her shindig even kicked off. Law enforcement sources tells us Jameson was hanging out in the Balboa Peninsula neighborhood of Newport Beach around 8 p.m. when she allegedly battered someone. We're told the alleged victim put Jameson under citizen's arrest and then flagged down a police officer. The cop arrived and cited Jenna for battery. She was later released. Jenna was supposed to attend an early birthday party at Heat Ultra Lounge in Anaheim later that night. Real B-Day is April 9th. No word if she made it or not. Jenna's no stranger to handcuffs. She was arrested for a DUI last year after crashing her car into a light pole. Goodness gracious. Selena Gomez is claiming she's not over Justin Bieber. Selena Gomez continues to torture Justin Bieber. That is, if you believe her song lyrics that are a reflection of real life. Because her new track is about an on-again, off-again relationship she just can't shake. Sound familiar? As TMZ previously reported, sources close to JB, Justin Bieber, are adamant that he's acting out from a heartache over his split with SG, Selena Gomez, claiming she won't make a clean break, and the two are still very much in contact. So when SG's song Come and Get It was released online Saturday, riddled with lyrics about an addictive love that's not quite over, it begged the question, is it about JB? Here are some gems from the song. You ain't gotta worry, it's an open invitation. I'll be sitting right here, real patient. Can't stop because I love it, hate the way I love you. All day, all night, maybe I'm addicted for life, no lie. This love ain't finished yet, so baby, whenever you're ready, come and get it. And it ends with, this love will never be the death of me. Yikes. That is just crazy stuff. Alright, well that's pretty much gonna be it for my radio show for today. But, you know, my shows are usually about 30 minutes long. But hey, who says I can't have a shorter radio show, right? Remember, this is also being posted on YouTube. I may not do this all the time, but I will be checking my YouTube on a daily basis for questions, comments, answers to trivia questions during the shows that I ask them. So yeah, that's going to be the extent of it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the show, and I will see you guys the next time I'm on the air. But until then, till my next show, I'm Joe saying, have a great rest of your weekend. Okay, that didn't turn out really good. Let me try that again. Have a great rest of your weekend.